Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to the first One More Go Gaming podcast. I'm joined today by my new friend, Jack Netley Thompson.
Hello.
We haven't planned these things. This is new for us. This is a pilot. We'll see how we go. We're going to figure everything out for as we go, I think, really. We haven't got a name.
No.
We haven't got artwork. We haven't got a theme. We haven't got a jingle. We haven't got much.
We have our charm and charisma.
And a vague bit of knowledge about the video game industry. This is Jack Netley Thompson. My name is Kristian Lasham. You can join One More Go Gaming on Discord at One More Go Gaming, where we have a new community we are building, talking about games and other such things and friendliness. Come and join the conversation on Discord. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, all at One More Go Gaming. Obviously, you're on YouTube already. That's where this is, but I like the idea someone's just
like, favourite and subscribe.
How do I find these people on this thing I'm already on? We are going to develop this as we go. We'll think of a name.
Eventually.
And we'll see what you guys, whoever's watching, wants from it. Today, however, we're going to talk about video games, and we're going to talk about what's going on currently within video games, and we're going to include you in the conversation. So join in on the Discord, join in on the comments, tell us what you think about what we have to say today, and we'll get back to you.
Indeed.
How are you, Jack? How are you today?
I'm all right. It's very warm.
It's very warm. It's very warm
already
in here.
gotten a lot warmer since we turned the fan off, actually.
It's sweaty. I can feel it on my upper lip.
Yeah. Decent microphones, how dare you?
Yes, well, they've got some sponge on there to soak up our sweat spit.
Sweat spit, lovely.
It's going to happen. It's a warm, bright room with some studio lights. And, what we should have done was filled up our bottles of water before
I've pretty much run out of this brandless beverage.
I'll pixelate it, it'll be fine. Anything new with you, Jack? Anything?
No. It was comic book day on Saturday.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Went to London.
Okay.
It was hot as shit. Walking around. Someone tried to be a funny man and leave suspicious packages all around Victoria.
Of course.
The tube station was
Closed.
Closed. Great start. So we had to walk like maybe 2 minutes, so it wasn't that much of a problem. But
from where?
Victoria to a different tube station.
I thought you meant walk home from.
Oh Christ!
From London, Victoria for a second. Then I was like, in 2 minutes.
I'd still be there. No, it's good.
Just okay.
Wander around, continue being a nerd as per usual.
So where did you go for? Did you just go around London? Go to some, or was
go to the comic shops and then Forbidden Planet and stuff like that. Although admittedly, we did spend most of it, quite a large chunk of that time in TGI Fridays with meat and drinks.
That's a good way of doing London, to be fair. Although TGIs, you can do it in Crawley. There's some.
Yeah, I know, but we just. I don't know. I just really didn't fancy fast food, and then I couldn't be bothered walking much further, so let's just go here. Plus, we used the app and got free stuff.
Yeah, and they got Jack Daniel's glaze.
Exactly. We had shrimp, which was free, so therefore it was better than it normally is.
Any food is automatically 10 times better.
When it's free.
It doesn't matter what it is.
No. No, that's enough about shrimp. I think we should maybe talk about some games.
So let's talk about us, because people here don't really know you. They know me, some of the guys know me, but you're new to the group. You've joined the Discord recently.
I have indeed.
Our lovely little community we are building.
I occasionally post
characters.
I bigged myself up about how I never shut up half the time, and I think I've sent maybe 3 messages since.
I don't know. You've been involved in some chats.
Yeah,
We've
that's true.
About
that's
some
true.
Things.
That's very true. I can't remember a single one of them, but I just get so many notifications from Discord. I have no idea what's going on.
There's
at
about
any point.
100 threads.
Yeah,
within that.
I think it's going to be a case of pick and choosing the ones I actually want to be a part of, and then muting the others. I've already muted mobile gaming because no one needs that in their life. But yeah, I don't even know what the games are that they keep posting screenshots of in there. I'm just like, I don't know what this is. If it's not Marvel Puzzle Quest, I have no idea what's going on. But
so what do you play on? You play on PlayStation, Xbox?
PS4, had a Switch, but I became poor, so that's gone now.
Did you sell your Switch?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was very sad.
Disappointing.
I should have sold my PC instead, to be fair.
Definitely.
Given that half of it is in the boot.
Can't play Mario Kart on a PC.
No, you can't. Which is very upsetting. Now I really want to play Mario Kart. Thank you very much.
I've got my Switch with me. We can play some Mario Kart.
Yeah. PC and PlayStation, mainly. I kind of want an Xbox, but that's just for a Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray
I am the
player.
exact same as you, yeah. So,
I've been... other than that, I don't really...
I have been... I was lining one up today. A nice grey Xbox One S. I was like, oh, that would look much better than the white one. Very nicely.
I don't know why they don't have a black one. It's very upsetting.
Well, so it doesn't get confused with the Xbox One X, I assume.
Yeah, I know, but...
No, I'm not trying to justify it. It's ridiculous.
Just have an engraved S in the top. No one will see it. It'll be in their unit. So there we go.
Well,
I'm a PlayStation guy. I have a PlayStation tattoo and everything.
And a Crash tattoo as well.
And a Crash Bandicoot tattoo,
wonderful.
yeah. It's going to be really awkward if the next generation Xbox just trounces in every single way, really, isn't it? I'm just going to cross it out and get another.
Potentially they could, but that could be a topic for a different day.
Yes.
Today, however, we have some news. I was hoping for a little news jingle. I don't know why. I felt like I should have done one. But, have you seen any of the recent gaming news, Jack?
Not for a while, to be fair.
Well, we'll have some interesting conversations about some of this then, because there are some things that have come out over the past week, which I feel like are worth talking about. The first item on my list of news I have seen, which I feel deserves discussion, is from Activision.
Oh, it always is.
Activision are investing significant resources into Black Ops 4 on PC. Cody Johnson, who is a man who works for Activision, says, and quote, a game that will push the envelope with innovation, talking about Black Ops 4, and that the company has, in quote, invested significant dedicated resources to ensure we can deliver a great PC game. Now, what's interesting to me about this is there are also heavy rumours that there's no campaign.
Yes, I've heard that one. The fact that there's no campaign. I just...
What resources are they investing into?
I can't ever tell the difference. Sorry to cut you up there.
No,
between console and PC editions of Call of Duty anyway.
No, exactly. So what?
So what weren't they investing?
That's exactly my question. What were they not doing? They now feel the need to invest because the game is pushing the envelope with innovation.
But the weird thing is, even if it does turn out to be the best game ever made, which it won't be. It's Call of Duty. But even if it does turn out to be that, surely it'll be investing significant resources, or whatever he said, into all editions of the
all editions,
game.
yeah, but
not just the PC
specifically
one.
A press release, an actual press release, to say they're putting... I don't know. I think that's very bizarre.
Given that it's their lowest point of sales as well, PC.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're clearly trying to expand into that, and that's what they're hoping is that... But maybe it is what you're saying, because you can't tell a difference in PC gamers.
They want to be able to tell the difference.
They want to be able to tell a difference. But look at my fast frame rates as I shoot this man who's falling off a wall.
My fast frame rates, I can pick him off in between. But yeah, no, Call of Duty is just one of those games where you never even think about it in association with PC, which is...
No, nor really visuals or graphical performance in any way. That's
I think
an attraction to Call of Duty.
Every year you boot up Call of Duty and you just think, oh, this game looks quite good.
Yeah.
Never think about it ever again.
No, that's
not why you're there.
I mean, it's not why you're there for any game, really. It shouldn't be, but it's not...
but I mean, with a lot of games, it's...
Call of Duty is what it is. Call of Duty looks like a certain... It has its own style and its own...
even its own sub-styles between each year. Like all the Treyarch ones look and feel different.
Definitely.
And sound different.
But the same to each other.
Yeah.
So...
all the Black Ops look the same. All the Modern Warfare's had a very similar feel. I think they should just stop. They haven't made a better one since Modern Warfare 2, so...
Well, interesting to say that, because that leads on to really what the second news item here is, which is also from Activision, and this comes from Activision CEO, a gentleman called Bobby Kotick.
What a fantastic name.
Yeah, Kotick, yes. The pages didn't like that name either, squiggly underline, could not get rid of that one. Has said, in quote, when we see people innovate in interesting, impactful ways, we are very quick to figure out how to capture inspiration from innovation. Now this is in reference to Epic Games and Fortnite. That's what they are talking about in this press release. And I say again that they capture inspiration from innovation, and again, quote unquote, very good at being inspired. Now,
It's not really a talent,
Not
is
really
it?
a talent at all.
I'm good at being inspired by other people's
That sounds like
well-beings.
plagiarism to me. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, how would a Call of Duty Battle Royale work?
I mean, that's very heavy implications on Call of Duty Battle Royale. Maybe what they're talking about investigating into the PC as well, or maybe expanding it out to maybe the larger player base, perhaps. But
yeah, that's a good point. Maybe on PC they could get it up to the 100, because I remember a couple of weeks back they were talking about it wouldn't start off as 100 players if they were going to do that. But maybe that's what the difference is. The PC would be the 100.
But then what strains does that have? Because Fortnite runs with 100 players on console. So what strains is that going to have? I'm not a technician. I'm not a game developer.
I guess it's more the art style. Less intense. Call of Duty goes for realism, which is why PUBG runs like dog shit.
Yes.
On Xbox, even though it kind of runs like arse. Even on high-end PCs, it kind of runs like arse.
Well, that says a lot about PUBG, I feel, more than...
I think it's a better game than Fortnite, despite all its faults.
Frankly, I've not played it, so I cannot judge.
But that's just a preference thing. I prefer the realism, proper shooting style as opposed to
agree.
Kinda aiming. Unless you have a sniper. In which case the bullet drop doesn't feel natural at all or anything in Fortnite, but that's just an acquired taste thing. It speaks nothing to the quality of Fortnite. But
do you not find here, though, it's something about this statement? When we see people innovate in an interesting and impactful way, we are very quick to figure out how to capture inspiration from innovation. Does that not sound like a politically correct way of saying when we see someone do something well, we're very quick to copy that idea as soon as possible?
100%. All I hear when you read that statement is just, we don't know what we're doing anymore. So when somebody comes out with a good idea in a new game, we're like, we're having it.
That'll do.
We're having it.
So,
but I still can't figure out what a Battle Royale Call of Duty would look like, because it's so class-based.
I don't know if it would work in first person either in the same way.
See, first-person Battle Royale does work, because you get first-person-only servers in PUBG, and you can switch it to first-person whenever you want in standard servers.
Didn't know that.
So it does work, but it's just a case of Call of Duty is so kind of like built on the fact that if you build your own classes, your own perks, this is the weapon you want, this is the weapon you like, you attach your weapons and customise everything exactly how you want it. So Call of Duty, where everything is just stripped away from you and you have to find the bare bones.
So a quick bit of research. You made me think of something. Fill the time.
Fill the time. Let's have a sing. Let's not.
Don't have a sing.
Let's not. But no, it'd just be very strange. Like, there's been obviously loads of rumours of everybody doing Battle Royale at the moment. There's the Battlefield rumour that they want to do. I can
guarantee at E3 we will see at least 3 current major franchises announce a Battle Royale mode. I'm 100% certain on that.
Obviously, all those other Battle Royale games that have come out since, and you're just like, how quickly did they make that?
Every game is tacking on a Battle Royale.
Or even just Battle Royale solo. There was even people digging into the code of CSGO and finding out that it would make sense that this code would mean Battle Royale. But again, can't see how Counter-Strike would work with Battle Royale.
I thought I'd seen something recently about how the Battle Royale mode would run it independently to the rest of Call of Duty, but I can't find. That might be something I made up.
So like Fortnite?
Yeah, in a way.
It's just a completely separate mode. But I kind of feel like it is and should be a very niche genre of game.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be an overpopulated market just because it's better to have one, maybe 2 great ones.
I don't know if that move will work for Activision in the way they think either. I feel like Call of Duty sells for a reason, because it does sell every year.
Yeah, the multiplayer formula is spot on.
Yeah,
at this
and
point.
I think it sells for that reason and will continue to sell for that reason. If they want to improve sales, they need... I don't feel like taking someone else's idea and tacking it on is the way to do that. I think innovating on what they have is the only way to do that, really.
People do want to jump on and play different Battle Royale games, but I think at this point, it's meaningless. You have to compete with PUBG and Fortnite. 2 absolute... forgotten the word.
Give it another year, it'll all be...
It'll probably
be
all be
over
gone
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Fortnite. Give it a year. Fortnite not Battlegrounds. It is Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds.
Just won't be a thing anymore, probably, or will be, but significantly less so. We won't be getting all these massive updates.
Jack's been distracted by a noise, like a young dog. What's that in the corner?
Squirrel. But no, I can't even remember what I was saying. That was some hell of a distraction.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well segued. Carry on.
Had a new trailer drop in the last week, showing more story elements and revealed John Marston as a character in the game. Did you see the trailer, Jack?
I did. Didn't know it was John Marston. And
okay, disappointed in you.
I watched it on my phone.
I watched it out back on my phone at work, yes.
Yeah, I just watched it on my phone, half asleep in bed. It's probably why I was highly unimpressed.
Yeah, it was very meh.
Yeah, everyone's losing their minds about this game, but it bothers me that it's called Red Dead Redemption 2, despite the fact that it's the third Red Dead game.
I agree.
Rockstar, pull your finger out. And also, I don't care. To be honest, I loved the first one, but if you asked me what my favourite games were, wouldn't even cross my mind.
Interesting. Well, fair enough, though.
I just think it's the Rockstar formula. I think it's miles above GTA, but that's because I think GTA is the most overrated franchise to have ever existed.
Based on GTA 5 or GTA as a...
GTA as a whole, mainly GTA 5. Well, and GTA 4 is even worse. It's not a bad game. Neither of them are bad games. I just find them really...
To be fair, I don't really remember playing GTA 4 properly, to be totally honest with you.
I
think all I ever did in GTA 4 was drive around and crash to watch my guy fly out the car. And,
see, that was awesome. That was an awesome new feature. However, they removed everything that was fun about San Andreas.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Everything that... San Andreas was a fantastic game. Vice City, also very good, but less so, because there were just lesser features, because it was older.
But subjective views on what you think of the franchise aside, the trailer, from a trailer perspective...
For a game? It's just...
I just feel like
it was a movie trailer.
It was a movie trailer,
or a TV trailer.
story trailer, giving very vague story elements of something they haven't gone into detail about for a game that everyone that wants it is already going to buy it.
100%.
It seems unnecessary to have released this trailer without revealing genuinely more information about
the game.
Yeah.
I think that the only thing they should be doing at the moment is gameplay stuff.
Agreed. Well, that'll be held on for a little while, I guess, won't it? But,
how much Rockstar don't show up at E3. I don't even mean anything major, because I don't think they released anything for GTA 5.
No, I don't think they released anything for GTA 5 at all.
Screenshots, but in-game screenshots, not just...
It's because they don't need to.
Nonsense. I know they don't need to, 100%. I mean, even Call of Duty's... I don't know why it's moved.
Call of Duty?
Yeah.
It's moved, but the date...
Oh, no, I know, because it was obviously the very beginning of November.
It would have been like the week after Red Dead. And whether you like it or not, Red Dead 2 is going to plague the video game market for a few months.
No, if you make Call of Duty move, you have some brass ones.
Yes.
But...
Well, it will continue with a Red Dead Redemption Online in the same way GTA does, and that still sells substantially today.
100%. My only thought on that is how... I know a lot of it doesn't make sense even within the concept of GTA.
No.
But you can't really have Tron bikes and stuff like that.
It'd be intriguing to see how they do that.
Are they going to go Tron horses?
I imagine it'll probably have a Battle Royale mode.
Probably.
Red Dead Redemption 2 production is at such a large scale. Rockstar have consolidated all of its studios over the last 8 years, meaning Red Dead 2 is a global effort and won't be presented by Rockstar North, such as previous games, but will be simply as Rockstar Games present Red Dead Redemption 2. Anything to say on that?
Not really. Okay, so they've just...
See, that's what makes me wonder what else is in this game. They felt the need to use 8. No, how many studios do they have?
Lots.
They have a lot of studios, and all of their studios are working on this game in one element or another.
Yeah, I guess it's... I imagine one of them is doing the, as of yet, unannounced PC version of the game.
And they'll have them working on different elements.
modes.
In the same way that Star Wars Battlefront 2 had different studios working on different elements, where you had Criterion on the vehicle and DICE on the multiplayer.
Look how well that
Motive on... Motive?
I think it was Motive on the
Yeah,
story.
I mean, the game was a pile of arse, but that's a different topic.
I imagine it will be just very similar in the sense of just so they can get the best quality out of each bit, each section of the game. One is focusing on the single player, maybe even just the story, and another one focusing on the open world elements. Others doing Red Dead Online, as we're no doubt going to get. And probably a Battle Royale mode. They threw one into GTA Online.
Did they really?
Yeah. Right down to the parachuting out of a plane.
Incredible.
Landing.
What are you going to parachute out of in Red Dead Redemption 2? I wonder, a magical
Pegasus.
flying That's exactly where I was going for.
Just a really big Pegasus.
Talking of Battle Royale, Fortnite gets an Infinity War crossover this week called the Infinity Gauntlet Limited Time Mashup Mode.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome. The gauntlet will spawn, so Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet from Avengers Infinity War will spawn on a map. Whichever player obtains it transforms into Thanos with all of his powers.
That's really cool. I'm quite interested to see how most of those powers turn into usable things in the game. What I'm hoping
is there's a button where you can click your fingers and
everyone just dies.
Oh, well, half the population.
Well, half of them die, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. But obviously you can only use it
It's only a
once,
limited time. The mode comes from the Russo brothers themselves, who are apparently fans of the game, and we're playing the game in between edits and shoots of Infinity War, and discussed how they thought it'd be cool to have an Infinity War crossover with Fortnite, and of course Epic Games was never going to turn that down.
No, you wouldn't turn down what is almost definitely going to be the highest grossing movie of all time. But no, just like the reality powers, and can you turn people into bubbles, and can you reverse time?
Ooh,
can you teleport?
Interesting.
I don't really know what the Mind and Soul Stones do individually. He never really uses them. Spoilers.
Does it make you want to play Fortnite again, though?
I think I'd give it a go, but I just know I'm never going to find the gauntlet.
That's the thing.
So it might be a YouTube case.
And yeah, you'll play a lot to probably not find it.
Exactly.
And have people that are much better at the game than you find it and slaughter you even more.
Yeah, I never get very far because I can't do the building. It confuses me.
I cannot do the building either, and I regularly forget the building is there. In my few times of playing Fortnite, duos, and there's my friend and he's the other side of a wall and he's pinned down, he's calling for help. I'm coming, and I'm running around the walls. Like, what are you doing? Build over the wall. You can build.
Yeah, and then you can build a wall and then later add a door into it if you want to. But I don't know how.
I don't know, dualies. It's too much to think about in a quick amount of time when you're being shot at.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough.
Fire back and run away screaming.
I'm not smart enough. I'm not even smart enough for basic puzzles. More on that later.
God of War from Sony Santa Monica sold 3.1 million units in its first 3 days, making it the fastest selling PS4 exclusive so far. In comparison to that, Uncharted 4 sold 2.7 million copies in 7 days, and Horizon Zero Dawn, arguably one of the best games made in the last few years, sold 2.6 million in 14. So that is one hell of a claim.
That is incredibly impressive. I want to know what it's on now, given that we're now 18 days in?
A good 2 weeks over, yeah.
Yeah, 18, 19 days in. I want to know whether everyone who wanted it bought it straight away and it died off. Or...
The game is stunning. You can see my review on this channel where I gave it a 10. A lot of people disagreed with me still, but I gave it a 10. And a lot of people gave it a 10.
A lot of people did give it a 10.
Do you think the 10 reviews is what impacted that? Or do you think it's a case of it is a pre-loved franchise that hadn't been around for so long?
I think it'll probably be a combination of the two. More towards the fact that it's God of War.
Yeah.
Than just the reviews. I think this game was going to sell buckets, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it's going to sell more as well now it's been out there and more people are starting to see how good it is and hearing from their friends at the pub.
Word of mouth is...
Yeah, I've been playing God of War this week. God of War, I used to play that. I remember playing as a kid. This new one is incredible.
Yeah, word of mouth is going to be a huge thing as well. But if you think about it, it's probably more just the nostalgia of the fact that it's God of War. They brought God of War back because Horizon Zero Dawn was getting 10s.
Yeah, true.
Many of the Uncharted games got 10s.
Uncharted 4 got many 10s.
Yeah, I don't know what The Last of Us...
Last of Us was 10s.
No, I know, but I don't know what The Last of Us sales were like.
Oh, yeah, I imagine the PS4 sales weren't as high.
Well, no, PS4 not so much because it was a remaster, but PS3. But yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that it was originally a PS3 game. God, I'm old now. But
I feel like it was always obvious that game was going to be good. I knew that game was going to be good, but I don't think I expected it to be as good as how I discovered it being. About halfway through playing, not even halfway through playing, very early on in that game, there was a moment which made me go, how have they done this?
All I will say is The Stranger.
The Stranger.
Is where I was like, well.
Yes.
Well, shit.
Yes. Kudos to you.
But no, it was.
And yeah, I was fixated from that point. That was it.
Yeah, me too. And we'll get more specifically about God of War later, but
yes, we'll try and keep most of the discussion spoiler-free. But we will have a section where we'll have some spoilers, and I'll warn you, and you can skip.
But there was this weird atmosphere around God of War. Is better than it has any right to be, as a remake of games that are loved, but if you break it down, they're nothing special. They're just
the first God of War games were. I only played them recently, and yeah, alright.
Yeah, they're just Devil May Cry, hack and slashes, and if that's your thing,
Kratos was
great.
Boring
Kratos was bland as all.
Yeah, and
all hell.
The gameplay was somewhat repetitive, and the puzzles were uninteresting. I felt in the older games. I feel like they change all of that in such a way. It's not in the case of fixing it, but they change it so much.
Yeah, 100%.
And make it such a different game while still retaining you can tell it's still God of War.
So. And yeah, just the atmosphere around the game. People knew what this game was, which is really rare. I mean, we see it more because I used to, and you do work with games, but just the general population knowing what God of War was and how much this has changed from the original game, and it was just really strange and very uncommon to see that around a game. The only other game this year that will probably have that level of general awareness and such, other than your standard Call of Duties and FIFAs and what have you, is probably Spider-Man.
I don't know, I feel like Red Dead 2 is
still of course, I completely forgot about how. I don't know how.
We had like a good half-hour conversation about that.
Yeah,
besides, Spider-Man will do that for a different reason though, because people won't be looking.
People know who Spider-Man is. Yeah, no. Yeah,
I think Spider-Man's going to get missed by a lot of people, because Spider-Man is going to be good. I feel there's been so many Spider-Man.
I agree. I think it won't necessarily be missed, but it will have a weird spike later on in its sales.
Potential.
Probably around Christmas. Just parents not really caring and buying Spider-Man for their kids and what have you around Christmas, and also people having a chance to see the game on YouTube and reading reviews and stuff like that. Providing it is good, we'll have a bit of a tail on.
Providing it's good.
Providing it's good. I don't think it will have a massive spike if all the reviews turn around and say, this is the worst Spider-Man game we've ever seen, and we had Edge of Time, or Edge of Tomorrow, or what? Isn't that a Tom Cruise movie? I don't know. Something about time. That's Shattered Dimensions.
Sands of Time. Spider-Man, Sands of Time.
That's Prince of Persia, darling. No, they had Shattered Dimensions, which was alright, and then they had a sequel to that, which cut out half of the Shattered Dimensions cast and just focused on, I think it was Edge of Time, or something to do with time. That was really bad.
Is the news this week that I thought was interesting. Do tell us if you agree or disagree with anything that we have to say there, or what your thoughts are on many of these topics.
I'm a controversial man. I said Fortnite and Red Dead were relatively uninteresting, so...
I feel like the Red Dead being uninteresting is going to anger some people in the community. Show topic this week, Jack, for our first show we've already stepped into, is Sony's current first-party success. I thought I would intervene our conversation that we've already branded into there. So, do you not think Spider-Man's going to be good?
No, I do. I think everything they've shown so far is ticking every box it needs to, and creating and then ticking more boxes than it needs to.
See, with their first-party success, this is what's interesting here. we just said about how well God of War is sold. And I used a comparison of Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn to show how well that is, but in no way are those numbers bad numbers.
Not in any way.
Uncharted 2.7 million in 7 days, Horizon 2.6 million in 14 days. Uncharted you would expect because it's a well-known franchise. I feel like it's a niche franchise in a way still a lot. I feel like the only people that really get that are the more recent gamers. God of War's going to appeal to a much older generation, as you say.
100%, yeah.
Horizon?
Even though it wasn't that much of a difference, time-wise.
No,
it's
not
2
really.
years between God of War and Uncharted.
Yeah, well, the last God of War and Uncharted, yeah.
No, the first God of War.
Oh,
2005.
Really? Oh yeah, of course it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And then God of War 2 came out after the PS3,
Yeah.
but it was still a PS2 game. But, yeah, it was
Horizon Zero Dawn, though, a new franchise from a studio who's not made those kind of games, to do 2.6 million in 14 days.
Big deal. Coming off of Killzone.
Shadowfall of all of them.
But just Killzone.
And then when you look at their other first-party success we've had, because they are just some of the more bigger ones, but as you say, Last of Us, and how that hit them there.
Last of Us, and then just, I think one of the smartest decisions they made early on in the PS4's life was just bringing that over straight away. Right?
Yeah, genius.
No mess, no fuss, just...
And then when the Pro came out, just instantly put in a Pro patch with HDR and...
Like, they're still supporting this game, and we've got... What has it been over the last few years? We've had Bloodborne, which was huge. And stunning. Hard to fault. Not my kind of game, but subjectively can't... Yeah. I've completely forgotten. What? So we've had the Uncharted, Last of Us, Bloodborne...
Well, then you say that Uncharted Lost Legacy as well. You include that, which again...
Lost Legacy.
For a DLC, standalone.
It was meant to be DLC, and then turned into this...
I still think nailed it. It's not Uncharted in the same way as Uncharted 4, but it's Uncharted in... its feel and its quality, I still think.
Personally, I do feel it lost a lot of its charm.
I agree.
But quality-wise, it's still definitely an Uncharted game.
Oh yeah, and it was definitely fun to play.
Yeah, exactly. But then, obviously, Horizon Zero Dawn, and we've got Detroit coming up
this month, which looks very interesting.
Yeah, I haven't played the demo yet. I do want to.
I have played the demo.
What did you think?
Pleasantly surprised. Don't normally like those kind of interactive quick time games.
See, I do, but the main reason is if they're written well, if they're decent stories, I would rather kind of just let it play, as opposed to like if I get stuck.
Well, for me, it was my first foray into that was actually Heavy Rain and the free demo, and I remember the first thing it had me doing in the demo was shaving the bloody protagonist.
Yeah, it was
hard as all balls, and I was like, it's bad enough having to shave in real life, let having to do this on a video game.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
And tell me about it. And that just put me off, I think, from there.
Yeah, it was a weird long intro to Heavy Rain.
I never played Heavy Rain. I never played Beyond Two Souls. Have downloaded it this month on PlayStation Plus as it's free.
Is it?
It is indeed.
Oh, I haven't actually looked at what the games are this month.
Beyond Two Souls and Rayman Legends. Yes, so I have downloaded. I've downloaded both.
Both of those are meant to be really good, actually.
Yeah, I would definitely give Beyond a go now. It's free, but I was never going to spend money on it.
Beyond's actually meant to be the weaker one, but who knows? I haven't played Beyond Two Souls.
But the Detroit demo did have me interested. I was intrigued when I saw it announced. I liked the concept. I like investigationary kind of stuff. And investigationary? I don't think that's a word. But I like those kind of things. So yeah, I found that interesting. I've played through the demo twice, and I had 2 different outcomes.
Yeah, I need to give it a go.
The first, because it gives you like a little success rate, like your percentage of your likelihood of success as you go through. So as you uncover and investigate a situation and find more clues about what's happened and how you're going to solve it, it kind of shows you how likely you are. And I'd gotten quite close to the end. I was sitting at 99%, and then I clearly did the wrong thing because it suddenly dropped all the way down to 47, and I was like, oh, this hasn't gone very well for me.
Oh dear.
And then I played it second time round, and what I assume is the optimum result, I guess, whereas it's the E3 demo, so it's the one you would have already seen of Connor and the guy who's the girl on the roof. And in my first playthrough, he sacrifices himself to save the girl and throws himself off the roof with whoever the dude was. I can't remember that name. And then my second playthrough, she was rescued, he was arrested. Don't remember. Might have died.
Same thing.
But Connor didn't. That's the point. I feel like that's the sort of optimum thing, isn't it? If Connor survives and like your protagonist survives and your hostage survives.
Yeah. One question I'm quite interested to find out is if, say, that's like the opening of the game. You have 3 main protagonists in that game. Yes. I know that much. If that's like one of his first mission,
and you kill him,
do you just lose a third of the game?
Yeah. I mean, because that's what they said. There was no end game. If you die, you die. But does that mean if then you kill them all in your first mission, that's it? Credit roll. Yeah. Thanks for your 50 quid.
It seems like that's where the replay value comes in. But no, with this Sony things, I kind of want to go into the fact of they're nailing these huge story-driven action games at the moment, and any time they veer away from that is when you can see it. You can see it kind of crumble a bit. So Knack 2 sequel that was not needed, and I think they even knew it wasn't needed because they snuck out that announcement before the E3 press conference last year. Did you notice that? Yeah, like it wasn't part of the conference.
Like
it was just
pre-conference.
Oh, by the way, we have Knack 2. Okay, goodbye. Press conference. God of War.
Yeah, and then exactly.
But then, it was Gran Turismo and other things like that. You just.
And how have they missed? That's the thing. Like, how have they missed that? There, it seems strange.
Just not.
Because I like what they've done as well with. You can call it first party success. Shadow of Colossus. I know that.
Yeah, it's a remaster, so I wasn't really thinking about that. But no, that did do.
And it did very well, and they remastered it well. So I feel like a lot of the marketing strategies have been right. You can't count Crash Bandicoot as first party, really, can you?
No, because A is about to come out on Xbox
and Nintendo Switch,
and the Switch,
and PC as well. Interesting. Maybe that's what Activision mean by they've been investing all their
just putting Crash on PC.
Crash into Black Ops 4 everywhere.
But it just seems. I don't know what the sales numbers are like in those games, to be honest. But while working there, I didn't really sell any Knack or any Gran Turismo.
Knack 2 when it was the free giveaway with the PS4, and most people traded it in again.
Yeah, straight away. Like it just seems like no one cares, and no one really has ever cared.
No.
Like Knack 1, I kind of gave a free pass for it.
Did you play Knack 1?
Yeah.
I also played Knack 1.
For it
a
being...
few weeks ago again, 3 months ago, when it was free on PlayStation Plus when I played it.
No, I got it with my PlayStation.
Right. See, now I got Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
I didn't because I'd already done I literally just finished Black Flag on PC. So I was just like, well, I'm not going to... This is 50 quid at the moment. Not going to get that. So I got it with Killzone, Need for Speed, Knack. I kind of bought pretty much everything other than Black Flag. So I kind of gave both those games kind of like okay, fair enough. It's a launch game. No one really knew what they were doing with this console, but Knack 2 kind of solidified the fact that this is not a franchise anyone cares about. I think it's there
for no other reason than Mark Cerny. He probably has it in his contract.
Yeah, probably.
I've designed your PS4, so give me my games. I imagine.
Yeah. And the comparison between all these first party games that are just...
That's the heat talking now.
Yeah. I'm actually dripping right now. My hair's falling down and everything. What was I saying? First party games. First party games and just the amount they're selling and the quality of them. What have the last few been? They've been God of War. Before that would have been...
What, this year or just in general?
Just in general. Before that, like all the Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy and Horizon Zero Dawn.
There's the big names and then they've had little ones along the way.
They've had little ones, but...
but a lot of the littler ones have still been good games. That's the thing.
Even Until Dawn, the surprise, absolute smasher of a game. That game was so good. But they're all massive successes, and you look over at Xbox and you're just like...
Where's your games?
Not only where's your games, but these games that everyone was super excited for and hyped up for, maybe even bought an Xbox for, are either...
cancelled or not.
Cancelled or... like Scalebound looks...
Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3 isn't cancelled, it's coming out.
It can't release. If that game comes out and it is anything less than the best game ever made in the history of games, they failed.
it would just be Xbox's Microsoft's last guardian.
I get true. Point. Well, maybe that's that's not a hit, though, is it? Last Guardian.
It's not a hit. It's by no stretch bad, though. I saw that. I elected to ignore it and move on.
All down my face. I would complain, but it was quite refreshing.
It's not too bad, though, as a game.
Again, not played it.
The controls are garbage.
So is Shadow of Colossus, to be fair.
Yeah, but these ones are worse.
Yeah, I heard a lot
Shadow
of
of Colossus.
Trico doesn't like to do what you ask him.
Yeah, and super fans arguing as he behaves like a real animal.
Yeah,
I was like, God damn it, boy, this is a game!
Yeah, when it's a primary mechanic of the game.
It's like, I need you to go up there. No. Well, I can't complete this game. Thank you very much.
Back to Fortnite.
Yeah, but so that's probably their biggest miss of this generation, but
do you think they can keep this going though? So we have, as you said, you've got Detroit, we've got Spider-Man, we've got Days Gone.
Days Gone.
We have got The Last of Us 2.
Last of Us Part 2, and currently announced Death Stranding.
And guess Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes. To answer your question, I think they can keep it going.
Everyone of those, do you think it's going to be as big a hit as games like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted 4, and sell the kind of numbers that they're selling in there? Can you see that? I can't see Detroit selling.
No, Detroit won't do that as well. It will probably do well.
I can't see it hitting 2 million in a week.
No, I don't think it will do that well. But I think it will.
I think Detroit
review high, and I think it will sell well. Mm-hmm. Just. Those are absurd examples.
I can see it being the free game they latch onto all of their consoles at the end of the year, though.
100%, if not sooner.
Yeah. Because they're doing the same with Shadow of Colossus now.
Yeah. And then, so there's Detroit.
And Spider-Man, so you're saying yes, good?
I think Spider-Man's going to be really good.
Spider-Man looks incredible. Yeah, it looks
Insomniac, when did they make a bad game? I think Sunset Overdrive was fantastic.
A good game on the wrong console.
On the wrong console, yeah. If it was a PlayStation exclusive, it would have sold a lot better. But it was
because it was released early in the Xbox One cycle as well, and the sales were not in Xbox One's favour at that point. So
not at all. They're not in Xbox
One's favour. No, they've caught up now, big time.
They've sold a lot more. I wouldn't say they've caught up.
Okay, not caught
up. But and then what else is there? Days Gone, I think, will be the weakest one.
Which is interesting.
Sales-wise, not necessarily quality of the game.
Yeah, because to me, Days Gone looks the strongest, looks most interesting to me. It's the game other than Last of Us 2, which is just an easy, yes please, I'll buy that twice.
But that is its main problem, I think, right there. It's immediately compared to Last of Us, which I don't think you can make a zombie game anymore.
No. But
after Last of Us has come out, which is why State of Decay over on the Xbox is a completely different breed of game.
Oh, yes.
It's a survival game, there are zombies there. But a story-driven...
It is a story-driven open world game, though, as opposed to the last
but...
which will be linear. It's not going to be open world, that will be a linear-based game.
100%, which it needs to be. Last of Us needs to be.
It might maybe take some of the open world elements they've introduced in God of War, but I can't...
I hope not.
I don't think they will, anyway.
I really hope not. And even in what Naughty Dog did with Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, in terms of open world, as in just... They're very linear areas, but they're huge.
Yes.
I still hope not.
It wouldn't work in the type of game that...
No, it's not...
But I don't think that will be the case anyway. I don't think the decisions that were made with Uncharted was Neil Druckmann's decisions either.
No, probably not, but I just think that with Days Gone, even if it is a completely different breed of game, like a huge open world, story-driven, more along the lines of Horizon than Last of Us, it's just the aesthetic is more Last of Us. How are they going to convey that to the general population? Because that's who they need to market to.
I feel like in the same way Horizon did. I don't think Horizon appealed to the population until it hit the review scores hit. It took 2 weeks to hit those numbers, so it was probably out for a week.
That's true.
Not selling before it hit the 2.2, and it was then the reviews coming out, and then people walking into game, and they're going, "What's out?" And everyone in the shop going, "Horizon Zero Dawn."
Yeah. That is true.
That game is stunning.
There was definitely a lot of that.
Yes.
When I was there, but
big time. That was basically what the conversation was for that week. Was, have you played Horizon Zero Dawn? No, buy it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just out of because Actually, no. I think the Ghost of
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's the one.
Will probably be actually not Days Gone.
I think it's hard to say because we haven't seen much
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of hesitant.
I see what you're trying. I see your point though.
Just the aesthetic of it isn't as popular as a lot of others. However,
it's not
Neo, another game that they knocked it out of the park with first party game, even though it's on PC now. So not first party, but must be. Maybe they just don't own the studio.
Perhaps.
Which is second party. But yeah, the aesthetic's just not as popular, but that might be why it does so well. It's something new. What is it? Because of who's making it, it's Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. And I've been very interested to see what... Because I was under the impression, and I had a theory, that the rumoured Spider-Man game was going to be Sucker Punch. Obviously it came out...
Me too. And it was Insomniac. And I was actually thrilled.
I was thrilled, but my first reaction was, well, what the Jeff are Sucker Punch making?
Yeah, so Sucker Punch have always... Well, since PS3 anyway. I don't know what they did prior Infamous, but have always made, like...
Good question. Should we find out?
Yeah, let's. But Infamous onwards, I know they've only made literally Infamous, but since then, but they've kind of built themselves as this open world, but not massive open world, semi-RPG action style game. Do we think they're going to do a Guerrilla and completely turn things on their head, or just expand a bigger open world? Maybe is it an actual RPG set in Japan? Because to be honest, that would be really cool.
It must be open world.
I would imagine it's open
because that's what Sucker Punch do anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a good point. I mean, I think the setting's interesting.
Yes, I 100% agree. I love Neo. Neo was great.
I didn't play it, but the setting's intriguing. Definitely.
Neo was great, and I'm not very good at the whole...
Sly Cooper.
Oh, of course, yes, I did know that.
That's what they did. And something called Rocket Robot on Wheels on Nintendo 64.
Don't know what it is, but it sounds amazing.
So it must be
Robot on Wheels is just a really weird way of saying
car. But all their games have very good Metacritic scores. So Sly Cooper, the first one, 86 on Metacritic. Sly 2, Band of Thieves, 88 on Metacritic. Sly 3, 83 on Metacritic. Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. Interesting. Very similar name to Uncharted 2. That would have been released not long after that. Or around that same time.
Literally dropping the word honour for Uncharted. Is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves?
Infamous on PlayStation 3, 85 out of 100. Infamous 2, 83. Infamous Festival of Blood, that was a DLC, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a...
That got 78, that's still fairly high on Metacritic. And Second Son also got 80, so pretty good.
Pretty good overall.
I think that also shows with their first party success, doesn't it?
But, see, not even talking about the games, if you just break down the studios, it's kind of why I think they can keep it going.
Agreed. And I think they just have the right... I feel like Sean Layden and Shohei Yoshida and Andrew House, when he was there, just know what they want to be doing and know what they're putting out. Everything about their attitude with their press conferences and what sort of games they're trying to make and are funding, I feel like, they know what we want.
Yeah, with all of the games you could consider mild failures by comparison, let's say, they've all had some weird backlash in the sense of like pre-release. Last Guardian was obviously just riddled with issue upon issue during development. Gran Turismo kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And
what a letdown.
Exactly. Like, wasn't Gran Turismo meant to be like one of the earlier games?
Yeah, it was supposed to be fairly early on. They seem to have definitely missed the mark with racing games, because Drive Club was the other one they made a big deal about, and potentially one of the worst driving games.
Yeah, I think they should concentrate on what they're doing. Heavily story-based.
So,
single player experiences, whether it's RPG, whether it's linear, whether it's like, because that's what they're good at, that's what their studios are good at, and they seem to have built this team that are incredibly good at green lighting the right things, letting them do what they want to do.
They got the right creatives as well, I feel.
Oh, 100%. That's what I mean by letting them just do what they do.
Yeah.
Like, Sucker Punch, as we just discussed, have a great history. Insomniac have a great history with things like Ratchet and Clank.
So, with that success, and with God of War and how good God of War was, out of interest, what would you say, other than God of War, what would you say was the biggest game, the best games they've done on PS4? Let's stick with PS4. What would you say would be the best first party?
Horizon
Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Okay. Which is 89 on Metacritic.
It's pretty high.
God of War is 94.
Good lord. On PS4, like, what I think would be the highest on Metacritic would maybe Bloodborne.
Did you see what Bloodborne is?
In terms of PlayStation exclusive, maybe Bloodborne. Other than
92 on Bloodborne. Last of Us is 95. On PlayStation 3 on PlayStation 3, 94 on PlayStation 4.
That's weird. The exact same game.
It's very odd.
Except one has better graphics.
Yeah, that's very bizarre.
That's very strange.
With the lower thing. And Uncharted 4 has got an advert on the screen. 93.
Oh really? Okay, Uncharted 4 was the one I was kind of, because while people generally agree that game is fantastic, just like all of the Uncharted.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, definitely. Do you think though that
there was more issues that I saw with the general public with Uncharted 4?
Uncharted 4.
Mainly, the main one I kept reading about was it overstaying its welcome, it being too long.
I didn't feel like it was too long.
I didn't either.
I mean, to be fair, I played it and did it in about 2 days.
Yeah, I got the platinum in about a week.
Wow,
stupid.
Very busy. I haven't even tried for a platinum on that.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I ever managed to get that platinum at all was because before they ever updated the game, there was a weird thing.
Oh, you fixed the
speed run where you can just play the prologue and the epilogue.
Yeah. Well, I've played that game 3 or 4 times through because I love the Uncharted games.
Yeah, me too. They're one of my favourites.
Easily. I've definitely played that a few times and I love it. I think it's my favourite of the 4.
Me too, Uncharted 4 is my favourite.
Which is weird because
it's probably my third favourite game of all time.
A lot of people say Uncharted 2. And I loved Uncharted 2, don't get me wrong.
But I think that's third out of 4, Uncharted 2, personally. 4, 3, 2, 1. I literally think they get better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I would put 2 above 3 myself.
No,
but I think a lot of that is down to the step between 1 and 2 is so big.
My main issue with 2 is it's the same story as 1.
It is.
100 beat for beat. Yeah. The same. So I was just like, don't care.
Yeah,
and the ending with the whole blue people that are impossible to kill.
Absolutely.
Zarovich,
one of the hardest boss fights in the world, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, that running around trying to shoot the
saps and timing it right. And,
I love the game. I'm not trying to.
See, my only flaw I had with Uncharted 4, and it was a small one, was again the boss fight with. Oh my god.
I don't remember his name either.
Unrememberable.
Slimy guy number 3. Slick back.
Maybe the other problem with that game is a unmemorable antagonist.
Villain. To be fair, I don't remember one's villain either.
One's villain was.
I don't remember his name.
Really.
There was that pirate guy.
What's the pirate
guy? Was there the entire time.
So
but you ended up kind of being friends with him at the end.
Towards the end, yeah. Uncharted 3 had the lady.
Margot,
yeah.
And a little Easter egg for Last of Us.
The boss fight with Slimy Guy number 3.
New
mechanic. And I don't like when a game introduces a new mechanic
at the very end for no reason. I agree.
It's completely unnecessary.
That was a pain and crushing.
Yes, I have played that game on Crushing, and yes, it was a pain on Crushing. The next hardest part of that game was Crushing was the Avery Mansion ambush. Oh my god, that was hard.
That's really near the beginning, isn't it?
No, right at the end.
Avery.
Sorry,
Avery. Yeah.
Very, very hard.
Yeah. No, to be honest, there were loads of moments in that game where I was just sat there for ages. But because I wasn't going for some form of self-worth playing it on Crushing, I did play it that it went into slow motion when you aimed. I played it with that on. So
added that as well because it doesn't affect your trophies.
No, it doesn't affect the trophies, so you can just put.
And infinite ammo doesn't affect your trophies.
No, no, you can put whatever you want on. So I was just like, oh, I have a grenade launcher with infinite ammo now and slow motion. Bang, bang, bang.
Basically what I did as well.
Yeah, it was great.
No shame.
No, none
but
whatsoever.
Do you think, not Detroit clearly won't, but Spider-Man, Days Gone, Last of Us 2 specifically, Ghost of Tsushima, do you think any of them have chance of hitting 94, 95?
Yes, Last of Us.
Last of Us I think is the only one that potentially could, yeah. I think the others will sit close.
Yeah, Spider-Man I think will probably be mid to high 80s.
Yeah, I agree.
Or 80s.
No, I think mid to high 80s is fair.
The others probably.
I personally think Days Gone will sit in the same kind of place, and I think Ghost of Tsushima will cap 9.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's hard to tell on that.
With
I think we'll
any
see
form.
more of that this year anyway. So we'll see more of that this year anyway.
Oh, 100%.
Death Stranding will probably go up there as well, but that's not a PS4 game.
See, this is a discussion for another day, but I don't think that there's going to be a PS5.
No, but I don't think it's going to be a current as we know it. It won't be on the PS4 as we currently know it. It'll be on whatever. It won't be out until whatever next iteration comes.
Probably not, but
whether you call that PS5, PS4 Pro Point 2, whatever you want to call it.
One thing I want to quickly we can decide right now if we want to save it as a proper topic for another day.
Let's just have a brief touch on it.
Or if we want to
briefly touch each other's tips on it. And
this is completely different, so whether we want to save it for a proper topic. But the importance of release dates with even fantastic games.
Yeah.
My biggest point of call for this, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Because both Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider are top notch.
They're good games.
Very good games.
I agree.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider will probably be the same.
Agreed.
If not better, because I think Rise is better than the original, just because it innovates on
How much do you care about them?
I don't know anymore, because Rise, I was actually just like, well, I want to play it on PlayStation, obviously, but I did buy it on Xbox.
Really?
As it came out, because I wanted to play it.
But I just waited for it to come out.
At the time, I also bought it again on PlayStation.
With all the extra DLC and don't blame me.
Yeah. Not that I played a touch of the DLC at all.
No,
not intentionally. I walked into some DLC by accident because it's just one of those things where they had a little cave onto the
I think I intended to go through and play a lot more of it, and I intended to play quite a bit of the VR mode, played about 5 seconds and felt obnoxiously unwell.
I don't have a VR, so I didn't do that. But, no, one thing, I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider could be a very good game, but it's coming out in a stupid time, which is September 20-something, or early 16th?
September 14th.
14th. Around that.
Should we check?
Yeah, mid-September, which is when Spider-Man and...
So, September 7th for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
September 21st for Spyro probably isn't really going to interfere.
No, I don't think Spyro would be too bad, but... Spider-Man, there was another one. I don't think it was just Spyro.
I can't think of any other big things in September. FIFA will come out early, mid-September, but that will do its thing anyway.
There was definitely another one.
You've got Call of Duty October 12th, 14th of September for Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
What else is coming? There was something that maybe it was Spyro, but I could have sworn Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, okay. I wasn't thinking past PlayStation, to be honest with you. So.
That's fair enough. No, Smash Brothers is also coming out in September. Just
is that going to interfere though, being Switch? Because it's not in any way not sharing platforms in any way whatsoever. So.
It's not sharing platforms, but a lot of the Switch market is the PlayStation market. I'd say.
I
just because
I am part
how
of that,
many?
So
yeah, exactly. I think
I've kicked this mic stand about 8 times.
I think possibly as high as 80% of all Switch owners have it as a second console.
Yeah, that's my second console.
It's very rarely going to be someone's main point of playing games.
No.
Like, I will be very interested to see like the sales of Dark Souls Remastered. on a game coming day and date. Oh no, it was delayed, wasn't it? But just the sort of thing. I think Dark Souls is the sort of thing you want to play on a console.
Not the sort of thing you want to play on a handheld that you are likely to throw across the room.
Precisely, and also it's just really fiddly.
It's very fiddly.
Never played it on Switch. I know, obviously, because it's not out. And I'm not a time traveller yet. But yeah, I can't speak to the controls, but it just looks like it would be really fiddly. Like, I played Doom, and Doom's a great game. Couldn't stand it on Switch.
Well, L.A. Noire was very hard handling on the Switch. I played that. It was the shoot mechanics. I don't know how much that is the game and how much is the Switch. I don't remember what the shoot.
I think Rockstar are really bad at shooting mechanics.
I don't feel like they're as bad as what they were on this though.
Oh no, probably not. I would imagine they are infinitely worse because the joysticks on the Switch. I love the Switch, but they suck.
Oh, they do.
You need a pro controller to play anything that isn't Mario, or maybe even. To be honest, the bow and arrow on Zelda was impossible to use because you move it lightly and it's like wham.
Well, that's how I found L.A. Noire behaving. There's slight readjustment of aiming, and you've gone over there, and it's just
overly, really sensitive joysticks, and
I felt very sort of square. It felt like I was using a joystick that was attached to a D-pad and was just
and it was just very weird. But no, so I think going back to the conversation of what games do we think we do well, I think it depends on what comes out when.
I have to agree actually.
So,
well, Days Gone, we're looking now early 2018.
I think that's going to be March. I think that's going to take the God of War Horizon slot.
Yeah, I think early March potentially. Yeah, around that kind of. It depends. I think we don't know what else they're going to announce at E3. I don't believe they don't have any other titles to announce.
100%. But are they going to announce games that are going to come out before the ones they've already announced? That's the question.
Oh, that's a very good question too. Yes, but not big first-party titles.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling as well. But
so, okay, yeah, you make a very good point.
So I think it's probably going to be Days Gone in that slot. I think Last of Us is going to be the Spider-Man slot. Spider-Man and what was last year's Gran Turismo, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, and then what don't they have? I think Ghost might be even. Ghost is either going to suddenly.
I think Ghost is very early in development.
It's either very early in development.
From what I have seen.
Sucker Punch was 5 years ago.
Yeah, true. From what I've seen and what I've seen of the game team talking about it at PSX last year, it is quite early in development.
But so was Last of Us. When they announced it, and pretty much everyone is certain.
A little while longer ago though than last year now.
I think it was PSX the year before.
Yeah, PSX 2016 it would have been.
Yeah, so
did not see that announcement coming either.
No, neither did I. I lost my mind. But it's just it does. Ghost is either going to be one of those games where it's just like, oh hot damn, that's coming out quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like it will take the. Not necessarily Detroit slot because that's coming out really quick.
No, I think they'll have something else that might to announce.
They'll have smaller. I think anything they announce is going to take those Shadow of Colossus and Detroit slots.
Well, and they are space fillings. I don't think they are treating Detroit as a big.
I mean, it's being well advertised, but
it's being well advertised, but not in the same way. That
not God of War or Last of Us is going to be, or anything like that. So I think something will come out at E3 next month. That will just. Oh my god, it's next month. That would just be not thrown in there willy-nilly, but just to take those smaller spots. I'm shocked that they don't have anything for summer. I know they probably intended on Spider-Man being in the summer.
E3 will hold many surprises.
Yeah. But yeah, it just entirely, like, the success of these games, I think, is mostly down to Mostly down. What am I trying to say? Mostly due to the fact that they're incredible games. But it's also, there's a percentage of that done by like the marketing team or whoever decides when the game is released.
I think you're correct.
Because very much so. What else came out?
And good price points as well.
Price points, yeah. What else came out at the end of April? Nothing.
And I think think they were smart. It seemed like everyone held off until they waited for Red Dead release date as well. Because none of these games really appeared with release dates until Red Dead did.
No, which is another thing that's already soiled my berries on Red Dead.
I do think if Red Dead had come out in early 2018, like it was supposed to, God of War wouldn't have come out in April. I think that would have been a different time.
No, it wouldn't have. But
I think we might have seen Detroit sooner, personally.
Yeah.
I think we probably would have seen Detroit at the April release date, and God of War at the end of May is potentially what I think may have happened if Red Dead had come out in March, like 100%. It seemed. I was originally convinced God of War was going to appear in March and take that Horizon slot, because that came out 10th of March, if I remember correctly.
3rd.
3rd of March. So
no, it was 1st. It was Horizon was like 2 days before Zelda, so everyone was just like,
correct.
Oh my god. Which is also another reason why those numbers are
that'd be another reason why the numbers are a bit lower.
2 days before Zelda.
Yeah.
Horizon is much better. I have a controversial opinion for you.
God of War, however.
Yes, moving into more specific
spoiler territory, are we saying here?
Yes, because I'll accidentally say something.
Spoiler territory from going forward. If you have not yet finished God of War, and I mean finished God of War, stop watching. Watch something else. There are some interesting websites on the internet where our faces are not. Go there.
One of them rhymes with Flawn Pub.
God of War. I bet there's someone out on Flawn Pub too.
Oh, probably. Oh, I'm not surprised.
What a game, Jack.
Holy
what a game.
Cow.
What a ride.
Batman.
Have you finished? Have you platinumed? Are you close? No, neither am I.
I'm in like 30, maybe 40%
after... I'm 50%. Maybe just over.
I've done things in a really strange order. Like I haven't even gone to Niflheim or...
I don't think I've done an order. I've just kind of... I've gone a bit, gotten stuck, gone elsewhere.
Yeah, there are bits that I'll come back to that. But I've been just tackling the Valkyries at the moment. I've done all the Valkyries on Midgard.
Cool. I've done 2 across the board. That's it. So they're hard, man.
I've done all the Valkyries on Midgard. Most of them are easy.
Not when I'm playing.
On Midgard, I mean. There was the first one I found that was kicking my behind until I kind of learned what it was doing. It's
learning their patterns, yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one kicked me down a couple of times.
Well, I'm fighting the one on Helheim currently. Yeah. And she's infuriating because she's not actually that difficult, but somehow she keeps beating me. And I originally went in with no Resurrection Stone. And in my first fight with her, I got her very, very low and died and went, I haven't got a damn Resurrection Stone. Walked away, bought me a damn Resurrection Stone. Came back, now I can't get her past halfway, and it's infuriating. I think I'm playing differently because I can revive when I die.
Yeah.
But it's infuriating because she should be quite easy because she doesn't do much. She only has a couple of moves and they're quite predictable, and she gives you a nice clue of when she's about to do them quite early. So evading them should be quite easy, but I just can't. I don't know. I'm not very good at games.
Neither am I, to be fair. But the second one I attempted, I can't remember the names or what order I did them. They're all in really weird places. The second one I did on Midgard, I died a couple of times, didn't have a Resurrection Stone, went to go and buy one, and then I did 3 without using it.
Brilliant.
Did. So I've still got it. Still got it kicking. I haven't left Midgard. Actually, no, I went to Alfheim to find a couple bits and bobs that I was missing. The last apple.
I seem to be missing 2 apples.
I'm
very concerned about where they are.
That's annoying. Because just playing the game naturally, I was only missing 1 apple. Yeah. I found all the horns.
Yeah, I found one in Alfheim recently in post game.
How many of the random islands in Midgard on the lake have you gone to?
Most of. I thought all, but perhaps not.
Oh, right, fair enough. Well, it'll tell you if you hover over them, won't it? It'll tell you if you found everything on there. I think the bit that's going to annoy me most about doing this game is those goddamn ravens.
Yes, because they're everywhere.
They are.
There are many times where I can hear them sparkling and I can't see where the buggers are for the life of me. Love your money, some of them, just can't find them.
One, you know that bit, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Begins with a V. You got to open those big gold gates.
Yes, I do.
I'm missing one
in there. I have done that, and I've got the trophy for exploring that area completely.
So have I, which is really confusing because I thought you had to get everything.
All the dragons yet?
No.
Okay. Oh, the one you might be missing in there. Have you been to Thor's statue?
Yes.
There's one flying around that.
Yes, I've got that one.
Oh, you got that one. I'm out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There's 3 in there apparently. I couldn't for the bloody life of me find it. And at the time, I'd literally just done everything I needed to do, free the dragon there, and then come back. I was like, I can't be bothered to walk all the way back again. I'll come back to it when I'm actually doing the ravens, because obviously I'll just get a guide, like for each area, and
I think
tell me where they are, because I'm not looking for 54 odd ravens across this huge game. Given that, naturally playing the story of this game, I found 2.
I did not realise they were collectibles until I basically finished.
Yeah, I remember.
I had originally saw this sparkly bird and was like, oh, that's cool. Sparkly bird. That was about it. And then a little while later on, there was one nearby and it was making a noise. I was like, that thing is winding me up. It's going to get an axe to the face in a minute. And I threw an axe at his face, and then it went 1 of 52 ravens killed. I was like, oh, mother.
Yeah, I just saw one perched. It wasn't making a noise. I am just evil. Because I did that to a lot of animals. I've killed lots of rats. And
I have killed many an animal on there, yeah.
It's just nice to...
Yes, it's very satisfying.
To watch it kind of just...
Anything you could throw your axe out in the game is quite satisfying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just to see what sound it makes, what effect it has. I threw an axe at... we are spoiler territory, aren't we? Yeah, so... Yeah. End of campaign when you are swallowed by the sea serpent. First thing I did was throw an axe at his insides to see what it did.
The poor wild snake. But no, and I'm very glad in terms of trophy. I love how we just talk about spoilers of God of War when we're talking about trophies.
Yeah.
It's not all the collectibles.
And it's a game which has a fair, obtainable trophy list which looks fun but a challenge. You don't get many of those.
Yeah. One of my issues with God of War that is going away the more I play it, getting smaller and smaller, is it seems obtainable but obnoxious.
Oh yeah.
Like some of the stuff is Niflheim's the mist planet, isn't it?
Yes.
And
you haven't been there?
I haven't been there yet, but everything I read about it and everything I see on it, get told about it, it sounds obnoxious.
The one thing I will say about Niflheim, it has the easiest Valkyrie.
Well, I suppose because you've got your mist thing counting down,
so
it
they
kind of
made
has
the
to be
Valkyrie
easier.
quite easy.
So I'm not looking forward to that. Challenges sound like a pain in the arse.
They are indeed.
As well.
Yeah, I haven't beaten that Valkyrie.
But I imagine, because as I've stated, never actually gone to them. I haven't gone to those places yet, so they just sound obnoxious. It's probably a case of I just don't quite understand what exactly it is I'd be doing, and once I start actually doing it, it'll be fine. It'll just be hard, but it would be fine. Rude. But
it's only family members. They can wait.
And then no. But staying on the level of issues, I've told you my issues with God of War before, but
I feel like I don't completely agree.
That's fair enough. This is a very subjective issue. I despise puzzles in games where there should not be puzzles. I always feel like they are only there to make the game longer, and when a game's 30 hours long, it doesn't need to be longer.
I see a point.
And it's those level. There are a few puzzles in the game where I didn't even realise I had just done a puzzle.
Okay.
That is what puzzles in an action game should be.
I agree.
Shouldn't even notice.
However,
if it puts you if it stops you in your tracks for more than a minute, shouldn't be there.
I can't remember having many puzzles where I got really stumped on. I know you had a few because you were texting me as you went.
But I'm an idiot. So here's the issue. That's why it's very subjective.
I normally get very, very stuck with puzzles myself, though. I get stuck with many in Uncharted, usually. I can't think of any that really, really, really stumped me. Some that maybe I went, oh, hang on, I don't know what I'm doing here.
No, there was one where I was stuck there. Like it got to the point where I came off the game, went to bed, and came back, and then still sought assistance because I couldn't do it. It was.
Was that the
There's the one where literally all I had to do was run.
Yes.
And I tried that many times the night before, and I just kept getting killed.
You didn't force the L3 button into the controller hard enough, clearly.
I must have been doing something like I wasn't on the very edge of the ledge when I started running or something, but I didn't have enough time.
The only puzzle I can recall getting actually stuck on was one I've only solved recently, because it was a puzzle just to access one of the legendary chests. And it was in Alfheim, and it was where you have all the things where you have to throw your axe through like the weird plant
usually three of them at the same time.
And there was one where it was behind a gate. There was two. You had to go through two things, and the thing was behind a gate. You couldn't open the gate because the plant would all go around the gate, but you couldn't obviously throw it through the gate because it was behind the gate. If you went around to the side, there was a little hole where you could throw through, and you could hit one, but not
I know exactly what you mean, those weird prison cell things.
Yeah. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me, and I was like, clearly, it'll be something where later on I'll unlock a different ability.
That's what I thought.
And I'll go back.
Still don't know.
I sussed it. And it's genius. Guys.
Is it? Or is it, as I've used to describe these things in these games, obnoxious?
It is obnoxious, but genius at the same time. You go around to the little hole, you throw your axe, and it takes out the one that's at the back of the room. Then you leave and you walk back round to the other side of the gate, and I don't know how the fuck this works, and you call your axe back and it flies back through both of them and cuts both of them.
I see. So you just break it. You break the gate.
You somehow, your axe fly... Because that's... My actual big problem with that game is the
fact your axe just comes through everything?
It will just come through everything, yeah.
As opposed to like finding its way
around. Only when you called it back though.
Oh yeah. You won't throw it through anything,
no,
but when you call it back, it will
get stuck in. You call it back, it will.
I guess that's just to avoid any and almost certain glitches where if they had it go round everything,
it's not easy to do at all.
No, where it would get stuck on something, and I thought it would be quite cool if they had a trophy where you had to call your axe from one side of the map to the other.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because it does seem like there is a sort of time difference if further your axe is away, but it seems to be a capped at so many seconds. I would have liked it if there was a point where you could really be waiting for a while. I'm picturing Thor in Ragnarok in Doctor Strange's place. You can hear it knocking things over from a distance.
Yeah,
you put it back,
you can hear it like knocking things over, which is quite cool. I had one other issue, but I've forgotten it, so it can't be that big a deal.
Clearly not.
No.
But the game's impeccable.
Oh, 100%. 100%. The storytelling was absolutely sublime. That was also really weird. Absolutely sublime. I thought I was going to get absolutely infuriated by Atreus when we first...
I was for some time.
The only time he annoyed me when he was being a little shit.
A real little shit, and when he backhanded one, yeah.
Yeah, when he just realised, not really spoilers, but he's a god. He's the son of the god of war.
We've given our warning. If people stay here watching, it's their own goddamn fault.
That ending though, that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Now, interesting you should say that though, because again, I work in a video game shop, so I end up having these sort of conversations a lot. Sometimes there are people who just don't get it. Sometimes there were people who do somewhat get it. The conversation I had with the other day was a woman who had come in, she was buying something else for her husband. Her husband plays a game she watches. She, however, was talking about God of War. She asked me if I'd played God of War. So I had. She said, I've been watching my husband play it, and I've got a theory about the game. I was like, okay. She was like, I know a lot about Norse mythology. And based off what I know about Norse mythology, assuming they've done it well, I think I know who Atreus is. And I went, interesting. How far are you in the game? She said, we've just met Boulder for like the second time. And you beat Boulder for like 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
She went, and someone has given him a rose, or whatever it was, or the mistletoe. I was like, okay. She went, which means Atreus is Loki. And I was like, how the fuck did you do that? I mean, basically what Cory Barlog has done is they've hidden references throughout the game.
Oh yeah, no, in all the interviews I've seen with Cory Barlog, he says you can work it out in the beginning.
Essentially, if you know the mythology, you'll get it. And she had sussed it from the fact that Baldur seemed to be the main antagonist, Atreus was clearly going to be the one that causes his defeat, which Loki in Norse mythology is the reason for Baldur's death. After he receives mistletoe from whoever it was that gave him mistletoe.
It was... What's his name?
It's one of the dwarves.
Brock.
Yeah,
and
Brock and
Sindri. Yeah, it was Sindri that gave it to him.
Which is what happens in Norse mythology, it seems to say.
This is really disappointing. I'm out of brandless drink.
Oh, excellent. We'll obtain some more in the future.
Okay. But, yeah, no, I think that story was impeccably written. I didn't see that coming. My knowledge of Norse mythology comes from Marvel.
Yes, and it's wrong.
It's very wrong. Like, I don't think Marvel realised that Thor is a complete dickhead.
And Odin is even worse.
So is Odin. Loki somehow seems to be the best of the three.
Yep.
Somehow. Another one of the references that will give it away is the first animal he asks if he can turn into is a wolf.
Yes, and there is a part when they're in a treasure chamber of some form, and Atreus puts a helmet on his head, which is basically Loki's helmet, which is also very nice. It's just a brilliant game, very well written, brilliant character performances. There's only a few characters in it, but every single one of them were crucial and interesting.
Yes, I like the fact that there was, there were no random...
There was no random NPCs.
People. Obviously there are NPCs, but
they weren't random NPCs.
No, not at all.
Like the shopkeepers were crucial characters to the story and had personalities and are again in Norse mythology and the correct Norse lore, which I thought was a very nice touch. You've then got Freya.
Yep.
Who...
She's pretty crucial to the plot.
Very crucial to the plot. Balder. And Mimir. And that's it.
Mimir is fantastic.
Mimir is, I think, hands down the best character. I think he's brilliant, and I love that he's still there through post-game.
I think the best character is the word boy.
Yes.
The word boy.
That's the best part, where he's a boy.
But...
And did you notice?
Dunno.
He calls him boy all the time.
Except when he's in danger.
Except when he's in danger, and right up at the end,
He calls him son.
He calls him son for the first time, he says to him son.
At the very end. And that was actually quite moving why he put that in.
Yeah. Is it? I don't know.
It was personal with his son.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the little moments are moments he had with his son, like the drinking the wine and was something that literally the day before they wrote it happened with him and his son, apparently. And yeah, just stuff like that. I like how personal he made the game. It shows. It definitely shows.
It had me fully captivated from start to finish.
100%. Even though it's
and I'm still
really loving it. Oh, I just remembered my issue.
Oh.
Well, I was about to talk about it, even though the game was really long. The whole "your princess is in another castle" effect. They did that too many times.
Yes, that did happen a lot. Yes.
2 or 3 times at least, and I was like, "Will you stop?"
I think it's
I think it was written well in those moments, and the gameplay was never boring in those moments. I was never getting bored, but it was just getting annoying. That it was like,
oh, it's not here. Oh, you're not actually.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we do all this. Oh, we do that. And then that fight with Balder where he breaks the gate to Jotunheim.
Yeah.
Literally hadn't explained what happened. I just saw him break the wall. And I just went, you cock. Like, I'm now going to have to go somewhere else and find an eye and find this and find that and do my taxes.
Yeah.
And, what? So there were 2 things I really liked that were never mentioned, but prospects for the future. The mural with Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Chinese and Egyptian mythologies on it. Even though we've just done Egypt, and we're going to start doing China and Japan a lot more and stuff like that. Not that I'm saying China and Japan are the same thing, but
kind of implies they might have a larger story arc they want to try and span over the next.
Yes, and they may send either Kratos or maybe even Atreus. What? I was going to say Atreus as a protagonist.
Okay.
Later down the line, because of the second thing I really liked is what the hell does that mural at the end mean?
What on earth does he?
There are theories.
Urinal at the end.
There are theories. If you know what we're talking about, it's the painting of Atreus holding Kratos' corpse with snakes pouring out of his mouth. Assumed corpse. He could be dozed off, and Atreus is just being weird.
Like, whoa, dude! There's like some stuff coming out.
With snakes coming out of Atreus' mouth or body or whatever. So yeah, there are theories. It could be the case of he's just killed him. He could have killed him by accident. Could have found him dead. Might not be dead.
Might not be dead.
The snake might be him turning into or giving birth to the world serpent. There's so many theories, and he was like Cory Barlog has said that with his plans, basic plans. Obviously, he hasn't written the future as detailed as God of War is.
Well, it seemed like a lot of stuff in the game was written as they went along.
Yeah,
even Atreus being was a later edition.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't part of the pitch, it seems.
No, it was smaller details, but they seem to have the general premise. I think he said for 5 or 6 games.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And
that's not necessarily all Norse.
No,
I guess, but there's obviously going to be another one.
100%.
One thing I think is a big takeaway from this one was it didn't do the classic God of War thing of we're going to go through all the different gods. You saw a couple of gods, and you only really had an issue with one. Do you think that's what we're gonna in the next game? Is that going to be now accessing the other realms you can't access in this? Is it going to be taking the fight to Asgard and Thor and Odin? Is Iron Man going to appear? All these things are potential.
I don't know, because obviously the secret ending.
Yes, awesome. By the way.
Yeah, is.
I can't remember. Did you find it on your own, or did I tell you about it?
No, I went home. It was like the first thing I did.
I remember I found it and I told someone about it. I found it by accident. Yeah, I went home and found it, and then I told someone about it.
So basically, after the game's finished, it will kind of just say, "Okay, do what you want now."
Yeah. Well, it never sort of ends. You get like a brief credit roll whilst playing, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, the secret ending gives you the actual credits.
Yes.
But no, you just carry on walking. The names start going across the screen, usual credit style. And then there'll be a subtle line of dialogue saying, "We could go home."
Yeah.
So if you do go home, you go to sleep. Long overdue nap.
Go home. Find it.
Oh, yeah. People may not have found it. Okay, Go home and find it. I won't say anything. But it could carry on that. The only thing is, though, that doesn't seem like an entire story.
No, not at all.
That seems like Frozen Wilds or Left Behind type thing.
I don't want to do that. Someone else said to me, do you think they're going to do a DLC like that?
I don't think they do, though. But it's kind of one of those things where they can't not touch upon it.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I feel like they will touch upon it in a future game.
Yeah. I kind of don't... I don't know. Depending on what they do, I don't want the next one to be Norse. I kind of feel that was my main issue with the original God of War
that's
series.
Interesting though, because I feel like there's a lot more of this.
There's a lot more to do, so I don't want.
I find that interesting.
Well, okay, so I'll be more specific. What I don't want them to do is to just stick in that same area of Midgard.
No, definitely not. No.
If they do Midgard, they need to make it a different area of Midgard.
Yeah, it needs to be explored. And you can have that area in there because you kind of have to in terms of the travelling system in the Bifrost, and I get that. You can have that area there.
But go to a different, go to the other side of it instead of just going that way. And obviously different realms, and maybe even if you do include, the same with Midgard, if you do include, because a lot of the realms are in this.
Yeah.
Jotunheim's in here.
Yes.
Alfheim, Niflheim, Muspelheim.
Mount Doom,
and Helheim.
Yeah. So where are you missing? You're missing Asgard, you're missing...
Svartalheim.
Svartalheim
and Vanaheim.
Vanaheim is the one.
I'm pretty sure. So there's only 3 more they haven't done. I reckon
one
if they include...
one of them is the big one.
Asgard, yeah. So I think if they do Asgard, obviously, it's got to be a huge
portion of the game.
Yeah. And the other ones... I mean, that could be their way around making it Norse again, making 80% of the game in Asgard.
Yeah.
And Midgard is one of the realms you can start there, because otherwise you'd have to backtrack.
In this Midgard is the large.
It's the chunk of the game. The way of getting around it.
Yeah, I don't think it would work. I think they know that though. I think they're sensible enough.
Oh no, 100%. I trust whatever they do. So
no, because you do have some issues with the game, and I feel you have more issues than I do, and I do pick holes in games, but once I love a game, I find it hard to really find issues that really take precedent. One thing that came up though, and I'm intrigued to see what your thoughts are of it, was the quick travel system. And a lot of people were praising the game for its one camera shot, which is stunning.
Yeah, very impressive.
And obviously they needed to put a quick travel system in, and I think they were right to put a quick travel system in because there's a lot of moving around, and if you had to always be on foot and on boat everywhere, the game wouldn't be half as good as what it is, I feel.
No, everything would take too long, and it would be arduous.
Do you feel that the way they've dealt with the quick travel... I think the way they dealt with the quick travel system is fantastic, personally. A lot of other people criticised and said, why can't we just have a loading screen? But then you don't get your one camera shot.
You don't get the one camera shot. I think it is a clever hide.
Yeah.
So I have zero opinions on it, negative or positive. I just think it's a... Like, what difference does it make if it's a loading screen? You can just stand there if you want.
You can, exactly. The door will spawn in front
of you. It's literally just a loading screen. That's what it is.
It's an interactive loading screen, in a way like the Assassin's Creed loading screens. Where you
kind of, yeah. There's just more detail in it.
But what I liked is they've kept narrative and story as part of that, and they use it as a storytelling element still. And you have conversations with Mimir and Atreus when you're in there. A lot of it is Mimir telling you lore and stuff. But I like that.
Yeah, no,
it's fantastic. And some of my favourite bits was like, I'll go in here and on something else, and Mimir will start talking about something else, and like, oh, Mimir's off again.
Plus, at some point, it plays a crucial point.
It does play a very crucial point in some story.
Story-wise, where you jump off the edge. To get to... Where does it take you?
Somewhere.
I can't remember where it takes you.
My main question for you, Jack. You've played the campaign.
I have.
Many hours.
Many hours.
You're working towards platinum.
Yes.
You plan to achieve platinum.
Yes.
Do you think, or are you intending to play campaign again?
No.
Ever?
Maybe not ever, because I said the same thing about The Last of Us. I was like, it's done. But I guess it's like a movie. Very long movie. To be fair, I probably won't ever play the campaign again.
Interesting. I think I will. Not soon, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in the foreseeable future, it's just.
Because
when am I ever gonna get the time to play another 30 hours?
Yeah, because that's the thing. I feel like a lot of what makes it good is that mystery all the way through it.
Yeah, exactly.
And without that being there, the second time might not be the same.
And
Last of Us, I played first on PS3, loved it. Did not touch that game again until many years afterwards. Actually, last year was the next time I played it again. PS4.
See, I've played Last of Us 3 or 4 times.
I have now played it twice. I played it twice last year, strangely enough.
Yeah, it's half the length of God of War.
It is half the length of God of War. But I think some of the things that make it good are the same things that make God of War good in narrative and storytelling and the pace and the level progression and...
I agree, but some of the...
character development.
Extremes that would be kind of taken away by going back to the beginning are, like, a lot more apparent in God of War. Like, the relationship between Atreus and Kratos develops, I think, personally, so much more than Joel and Ellie.
But much like, as you say, a film, and Marvel is a good example because I feel like it's one where it tends to be, once you've watched it and you know it ends, you watch it a second time, you just watch it differently and you see the story differently and you maybe spot things you didn't spot before. We've already...
True,
and Corey
but it's 2 hours.
It is 2 hours. But do you not think there might be a lot of foreshadowing you're missing? And by seeing it the second time might make you... Because that is honestly the only thing that to me makes me want to go and play it again.
See, there's 100% things I'm missing. But for me, especially on round 2 of a game, I don't explore. Like with The Last of Us...
Oh yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
With The Last of Us and my subsequent playthroughs, gunned it.
Yeah, that's how I did my later playthroughs of Uncharted as well. It was...
You just gun it.
Play it like the movie.
Yeah, you don't necessarily gun it, but you don't...
There's no
going off the beaten path.
There's no...
Yeah, But with God of War, I just think it's too long to be able to play again.
30 hours is a long time for a second playthrough or something.
Yeah, I'd be very interested in like watching interviews and reading up on all the little minute details. Like, I definitely want to dig deeper into all of it, but just finding the time is going to be the biggest issue again. And like, as you said, I think going back, there'll be bits of the campaign that kind of drag because you know where it's going.
Maybe, yeah.
Obviously, I don't know that for certain. Haven't played any of it.
I do see.
But like, kind of feels like Mimir would kind of just drag on, especially as you know it's gonna be Princess in Another Castle effect.
Yeah.
Whether that bothers you or not.
I think I left such a long enough gap with The Last of Us where I'd kind of forgotten some of it in a way.
Yeah, exactly. My weird thing is like, I've finished it 4 times. I've started it like 600. Right. And I always end up at Bill's. And then get distracted. Okay. It's the same place every time. It's weird. Even though that's only like 2-3 hours in it.
Yeah, it's not very far in at all. It's not very far at all.
But I think I must just do one sitting and then just forget to go back. But then, yeah, God of War is... I just kind of think, like, you play so long with Atreus being able to do certain things, you being able to do certain things. A lot of it is going down to the skills as well. A lot of the skills I rely on, you get like 15 hours in.
Yeah, true.
So
and from exploring. So much of it is from exploring as well. Yeah. If you don't do the exploring, you're not going to unlock a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So you kind of need to become, because I finished, other than the ones I physically can't do, I finished the skill tree.
I have, yeah.
I can't upgrade my axe and blades yet because I haven't been to those places.
The blades is the only one I can't finish off. The rest has been done.
Yeah, so I haven't done the axe, I haven't done the blades yet, but all the ones that are available to me through playing the game, not post-game stuff, I've done. And you have to explore at least some.
Oh yeah, you 100%
to do that, and you're going to need to explore to get apples and the horns. Yep. So that you don't get utterly
if you're doing your second playthrough on hard, you definitely need to explore to unlock those things because the game is unforgiving anyway.
Yeah, it's not particularly nice to you.
No.
And then obviously, and I played it on Give Me an Adventure. Is that the second one?
Yeah, whatever equates to normal.
Yeah, so normal, and then I can't imagine giving God of War.
I put it on hard. Got as far as. No, I don't think I even got as far as a Stranger Fight. I didn't get very far, and I struggled, and went, nope, that's going back down to normal.
Yeah, like, I understand why they made it that hard. That's what some people love about God of War, the fact that it would just kick you in the teeth. But
I don't think I ever finished number 2, because I got incredibly stuck on a bit, and it just made me angry, and almost launched my Vita.
Yeah, so I actually played the first God of War like a week before this God of War came out.
So you're even sooner than me.
Yeah.
You haven't played all 3?
No, I've played my friend and I got God of War when it came out on PS4, God of War 3.
God of War 3, yes.
We just jumped straight in on Titan to see if we could do it. The answer was no. And other than that, I'd never played God of War before. So I played the first one like a week before the game came out, and that game is significantly shorter than the last God of War. My God, did it still outsay its welcome. I thought it was about 3 hours too long.
Well, first God of War?
Yeah. And it's only 8 hours.
Yeah.
I think it should have been about 5 hours. The last 3 hours, I was just like, this is a bit trash. Just obnoxious puzzle after obnoxious puzzle with stupid boss fight, and no. Wasn't a huge fan of the ending. I enjoyed my time with that up until then enough. Oh no, I can tell you exactly when I hated it. Was when he went to hell, to Hades. After that,
done.
Do one.
Yeah, fair enough.
The rest of the game can do one.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I played the first 3. I said I don't think I finished number 2 because I got stuck. Played both PSP games, which I actually enjoyed more than I did any of the main 3.
Really? That's an uncommon opinion.
Yes. But it might be because I played them first.
Mm.
They were free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, they're very similar to all the others. They're all really similar. That's the main problem. And what was I going to say? Don't know. Who knows? And I played like 15 minutes of God of War 2. But then God of War came out, so I was like, well, priorities.
Yes.
Another small issue I have with the game is the enemy variety and the boss variety.
There's not
none.
Really any bosses.
Okay.
Really.
Anyone that comes up with a big health bar, so mini boss, whatever you want to call them. The variety was none.
No, yeah, definitely.
The enemy you fight at the very beginning of the game is who you'll fight forever.
Yes.
Just sometimes he'll be green, sometimes he'll be orange. I thought that was lazy. What I did think with the enemy variety that was clever was the guys you thought you could only punch.
Yeah.
Coming back to that later as to see why you could only punch them. I thought that was clever and explained why. And the fact that they did actually have different enemy types in Alfheim and Helheim.
Yeah.
That was good. It was just the ogres and trolls. That's literally it.
Yeah, ogres, trolls, and was it the soul eater things, and then the ancients.
The ancients. Okay, I forgot about the ancients.
The ancients were easy though, and they all fought the same way. It depended on what type of ancient.
So did the soul eaters. They were just big ancients.
Yeah. Yeah. The one enemies I hated on it were the travellers. The big buggers with the swords that would just walk up with their back towards you with their shield and drag this damn massive sword along, and they just take no damage whatsoever. You'd have a Treya shooting at them and they'd nothing, and then they'd smack you with your sword. And
that was just annoying.
They'd wind me up. But
the Revenants, I think.
The Revenants were easy though. Just get a Treya to shoot them and go.
Yeah, I know, but like
the little digging weird things were worse.
No, I didn't mind them because it got to a point where. Like you could just figure out where they were going to pop up, hold R2, and as soon as they poked their head out, they were in half. But the Revenants just kept disappearing and kept like, and I was just like, die, please leave.
Game of the year?
Well, it's May, so that's a hard call, but probably. So far, from what we know is coming out, the only thing. Here's my issue with Game of the Year every year. There is a game that should win Game of the Year from most places because it's actually a good game. And then there's the game that wins Game of the Year because of what it's called.
Yes, I know.
This year it will be Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Despite the fact it will probably be okay. At best.
I feel we have differing opinions on that. But
then again, I said the same thing about Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
and it could be I think the thing about Red Dead is, and I understand your caution, is the hype.
Yeah, 100%. It's impossible for it to be as good as everyone suspects it's going to be.
I do see what you mean. I also feel it's impossible for me to not enjoy playing it though.
I loved the first one. It's just when it not as much as everyone else seems to. And I don't think it is going to be anywhere near as good as anybody says to be. And I will stand by that as an objective fact, not a subjective fact, even after it comes out. Unless I play it and get absolutely blown away, obviously.
Never know. We'll see.
But we will see. But if it does get to a point where I'm playing it and it's exactly what I suspect it's going to be, then I'll just assume everyone else is just wrong. But no, I think Red Dead's probably going to get given all the Game of the Year awards. My Game of the Year, it will probably.
So far, I'm saying God of War.
100% so far, God of War.
The only games I can see potentially nipping it, maybe Spider-Man. If they
see, that's why I hesitated.
If they nail it.
That's why I hesitated, because I have a strong bias towards Spider-Man.
I do too.
Strong bias towards Spider-Man.
And still for me, actually Red Dead as well, because I love the franchise. I love the first one. I've been excited for this one for many years, because it obvious it was going to happen.
Yeah, I just get really ruined by overhyped stuff.
I try to ignore hype because I know it's media, and from working in it, I know it's media, so I try to ignore it and see past that. I see your point.
Sometimes
I do very much see your point with Red Dead.
Yeah, no, it's not just Red Dead. I feel the same thing. I think my disliking of GTA is more how people don't shut up about it.
Agree, that's my problem with Fortnite.
And Fortnite and Zelda.
Mm-hmm. I've never actually played Breath of the Wild.
I don't like Zelda as a franchise. Not because they're bad games, not because they are in any way bad games. They're probably remarkable games. I just don't like them because if I were to dare play Zelda, that'll be all I ever heard about ever again. And it just really annoys me. Like, to the point of, I actually avoid YouTube a lot of the time now. After a big game comes out that I really love, I avoid YouTube so that it doesn't bother me. Because at the moment, all it is God of War.
Hello.
I'm part of the problem, but, like, it bothers me when everything is just about one thing, and at the moment it's God of War and Infinity War.
Have you seen the Infinity War Easter egg in God of War?
No?
Have you not?
What?
Okay, there is a gauntlet you can unlock, which is a what's the like power stone things he has? Like
Infinity Stones?
No. In God of War, there's like normally you press L1 and circle and it activates.
Oh, your runes?
No.
Yeah, rune attack.
No.
L1 is talismans.
Talismans. That's the one. We know God of War. There's one you can get which is called like the Gauntlet of the Ages or something like that. And when he does it, when you use it, it's like a big old gauntlet with a huge old power. It puts basically an infinity gauntlet on his fist, and he does a big old punch, and it does a big old purpley boom of crap, and it basically obliterates everything. It's supposed to be just a little infinity gauntlet.
Is that like something to do with Helheim type thing?
Yeah, because there's something you pick up in Helheim called like the Shattered Gauntlet or something. It's like it says it's a thing in parts.
Yeah.
I think you have to find all of them and then potentially.
Okay, because I've got a bit of it.
I have a bit of it.
I did wonder why it was so rubbish.
Yeah, because I have a bit of it too, and he does a similar move as to what I've seen on the interwebs, and he punches it, does a bit of damage. So I think when you get all of them, maybe there's 6.
My talisman is still green.
If they're smart, there'll be 6 of those.
Because I haven't found a talisman that A levels me up and B is useful to me, other than the first ever talisman I found in the game, which gives me health back.
Thank you for watching.
That was very... Carry on.
Our new podcast that we are putting together for you. Find us, as I said before, on Twitter at One More Go Gaming, YouTube at One More Go Gaming, Instagram One More Go Gaming, and join us gaming, and join us on Discord where you can join the conversation. Tell us what you think about God of War. Tell us what you think about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Tell me how wrong I am about everything I said I didn't like. That'll probably be what happens.
If you like what we are trying to do here, if you have any suggestions for us, please tell us wherever you join us, whoever you are watching. Westy, hi. Chris, hi.
Yeah, we are strongly trying to figure this out as we go.
These things take time.
Exactly. Polish out all the kinks.
Yep. What kind of kinks are we talking about here?
Oi oi, savaloy.
Indeed.
I could have fish and chips now.
I'm planning on getting fish and chips at Littlehampton tomorrow.
Very nice.
It's going to be nice.
Very nice. Anyway, instead of talking about our dinner plans.
Well, I kind of started to end and didn't really plan about how I was going to end.
That's another thing we can figure out over the course of time, isn't it? How do we end?
Maybe we'll just slowly, for now, we'll slowly fade to black.
Fade to black.
Let our voices fade out as we're talking.
About fish and chips.
And
various other things.
We'll work on that in the future.